India and the European Union have concluded negotiations on a landmark free trade agreement, ending nearly 18 years of stop-start talks and reshaping one of the world's most consequential trade relationships. The announcement was made at the 16th India-EU Summit in New Delhi, bringing together the world's fourth largest economy and its second largest, together accounting for around 25% of global GDP and nearly one-third of global trade. The agreement now moves to legal vetting and ratification before entering into force. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen jointly announced the conclusion of the India-EU FTA, calling it a historic step in bilateral economic relations. Speaking in New Delhi, von der Leyen framed the moment as a renewal of ties.
As we conclude this 16th summit, let me reflect on another event of deep meaning. 2 weeks ago, India marked Makar Sankranti. It's the beginning of Uttarayan, the sun's northward journey. From darkness to light, from stillness to growth, from what was to what can be. And that is what makes our summit so unique and timely. The time is right for renewal, for fresh momentum, and for opening a new chapter in EU-India friendship. And this is exactly what we have achieved together today. Thank you very much.
The numbers underline the scale of the agreement. In 2024 to 25, India-EU trade in goods stood at $136.54 billion US, with Indian exports at $75.85 billion US and imports at $60.68 billion US. Trade in services reached $83.1 billion US, making the EU one of India's largest overall trading partners. Under the FTA, over 99% of Indian exports by value will receive preferential access to the EU market, significantly lowering entry barriers for Indian businesses. For India, the agreement delivers near total tariff preference for exports worth $75 billion US, including $33 billion US from labor-intensive sectors such as textiles, apparel, leather, footwear, marine products, gems and jewelry, handicrafts, engineering goods, and automobiles. Tariffs of up to 10% on many of these products will be reduced to zero once the agreement enters into force, improving India's competitiveness against countries already enjoying EU preferences.
This agreement covers almost 99% of the total exports that are sent from India to the European Union, and about 97% plus of the total exports from European Union to India. Something which is unprecedented and reflects the strength and the depth of this agreement.
India's agricultural and processed food exports are also set to benefit. Products such as tea, coffee, spices, fruits, vegetables, and processed foods gain improved access to the EU, strengthening rural incomes and agri-linked enterprises. At the same time, India has fully protected sensitive sectors, including dairy, cereals, poultry, soy meal, and select fruits and vegetables, where no market access has been offered. One of the most watched provisions is automobiles. Under a quota-based system, tariffs on EU passenger vehicles will fall sharply, but only within carefully defined limits. Indian officials say the structure allows access to high-end models, while preserving space for Make in India, localization, and future exports from India. Services form the most commercially significant pillar of the agreement. India secures predictable market access across 44 EU services subsectors, including IT and IT-enabled services, professional services, education, financial services, tourism, construction, and business services. EU firms, in turn, gain access to 102 Indian services subsectors, expected to drive technology transfer, capital inflows, and high-end services investment. The FTA includes a comprehensive mobility framework, easing movement for students, researchers, business visitors, intra-corporate transferees, and skilled professionals, with provisions covering dependents and families.
Narendra, we both know our greatest wealth are our people. That is why I'm so glad that we are signing an agreement on mobility. We will facilitate the movement of students, researchers, seasonal and highly skilled workers. And this is also why we are launching the first EU legal gateway office in India. It will be a one-stop hub to support Indian talent moving to Europe in full alignment with EU member states' needs and policies. This is good for our economies. This is good for the friendship between our people. And this openness benefits us all.
India has also secured pathways for traditional medicine practitioners to work in EU member states where such practices are recognized. The agreement addresses climate-linked trade risks, including the EU's Carbon Border Adjustment Mechanism, or CBM. India has secured commitments on dialogue, technical cooperation and recognition mechanisms, alongside financial and technical support to help exporters adapt to emerging carbon requirements. The EU has envisaged support of up to 500 million euros to assist India's green transition. From the European Union's perspective, the agreement represents its largest trade opening with India to date. Tariffs will be eliminated or reduced on 96.6% of EU goods exports to India, with exporters expected to save up to 4 billion euros annually in duties. The deal also includes significant tariff reductions on European alcohol products, subject to staging and quotas. Leaders on both sides stress the agreement's strategic implications, linking trade with security and stability.
Not only making our economy stronger, we are also delivering security for our people in an increasingly insecure world. And today, the world's two largest economies and democracies launch their first ever security and defense partnership. This is a landmark departure and a trust-based platform for cooperation on the strategic issues that matter most. In doing so, we will help to build each other's resilience. Europe and India have a long history of cooperation in the defense industry. Now we will enhance this teamwork even further. We will deepen our cooperation on maritime security, for example, joint naval exercises to tackle piracy. And we will step up our work on countering cyber and hybrid threats, which are getting more sophisticated by the day. And our partnership includes a dedicated dialogue on space security, from situational awareness to secure connectivity, and stronger cooperation on counterterrorism.
The partnership also expands cooperation in defense, clean technologies, semiconductors, artificial intelligence, and digital trade. Prime Minister Narendra Modi described the agreement as India's biggest trade pact.
Friends, आज भारत ने अपने इतिहास का अब तक का सबसे बड़ा फ्री ट्रेड एग्रीमेंट संपन्न किया है। आज 27 तारीख है। ये सुखद संयोग है कि आज ही के दिन यूरोपियन यूनियन के 27 देशों के साथ भारत ये FTA कर रहा है। यह एक ऐतिहासिक समझौता हमारे किसानों, हमारे छोटे उद्योगों, इसके यूरोपियन मार्केट तक पहुंच आसान बनाएगा, मैन्युफैक्चरिंग में नए अवसर पैदा करेगा और हमारे सर्विसेज सेक्टर के बीच सहयोग को और प्रबल करेगा। इतना ही नहीं, यह FTA भारत और यूरोपियन यूनियन के बीच इन्वेस्टमेंट को बूस्ट करेगा, नई इनोवेशन पार्टनरशिप बनाएगा और वैश्विक स्तर पर सप्लाई चेन को मजबूत करेगा। यानी यह सिर्फ ट्रेड एग्रीमेंट नहीं है, यह साझा समृद्धि का नया ब्लूप्रिंट है।
Well, I think every agreement stands on its own legs, and this is a wonderful agreement. It will be taken up for legal scrubbing on a fast-track basis, as we discussed today, and translated into 24 languages simultaneously. We do hope that we should be able to celebrate the entry into force of this agreement within calendar 2026 itself.
The India-EU Free Trade Agreement marks a decisive reset in global trade engagement. Once ratified, it is expected to expand exports, secure supply chains, create jobs, and deepen strategic trust between two major democratic economies. At a time when trade is increasingly shaped by geopolitical risk, the India-EU FTA positions both sides as long-term partners committed to open markets, resilience, and future-ready growth.